What's good, my dudes? We're back in the saddle with another YouTube banger, and today we're going to be talking about gold card market prices again. It's the Monday market analysis. I missed last week because I was traveling, but we're back. Yeah, it's officially Tuesday. It's not Monday, but there's still a lot to talk about, so I'm excited to discuss things with you guys. So basically, the story of the week, in my opinion, is definitely that after two long, grueling weeks of prices on the decline, we're finally starting to see a little bit of light at the end of the tunnel. Basically, for all of March here, the average gold card buy price fell, and then fell some more. It wasn't until the past 2 days that we seem to have bottomed out and actually have been ticking upwards. So that's a really good sign because, as I said, it had been 2 weeks of consecutive down days since this happened. Does that mean the bottom's definitely in? Well, I think so, but I've said that so many times in the past that I'm reluctant to say it again. Nevertheless, all the signs are looking really positive. Another thing, in my opinion, that seems to be indicating the bottom might be in is the price by prism and price by element. If you see how much these have consolidated over the past month, to me, that means the market's really washed out right now. Everybody who was going to try and take profits has. And so everything's just kind of condensing, and there's not any speculators left. Everything's at rock bottom right now. And I think that's why we see these charts, price by prism, price by element, really converging. Um, I think another reason why the bottom might be in, I guess that's just going to be the entire purpose of this video, is trying to convince you guys that the bottom is in. Um, because I do think it is. Um, but I think another sign is the mint numbers. So last set was set 15, week 15 of soft launch. And what we really have is mint numbers at an average of $643 per card the last set. We haven't seen numbers that low since all the way back in week 6, week 7. And the average buy price for these cards is probably somewhere around 40 or 50 bucks. Average buy price of set 15 right now, I think, is around 10 or 15 bucks last I checked. So I think that set 15 is still a really good bargain just because the supply was so low. And of course, there is that natural balancing mechanism built into the Skyweaver economy gold card price where as the gold card prices dip, as they have been doing, there's less incentive for people to play Conquest. And so the mint numbers get way lower, which means the cards become more valuable. And then the valuable cards draw more people into Conquest, and the whole cycle repeats. I think we're basically at the ebb or the flow, however you want to say it, of that pattern right now, and we're bottoming out. So even if you look at the prices of set 15 cards over the past couple days, they've been climbing pretty steadily. I know I bought a couple off of the market. I bought an Oni Smith, for example. I thought it was a pretty good deal, and I'm still buying a lot of cards at this point. So I bought, I've been buying so many I forget the specific ones I bought. But if you want to know the specific ones I bought, let me know, and I can answer in the comments. But definitely still buying. I did buy a Starfield finally. I'm still looking for a Doom Shroom, but I'm sure I'll get that within the next couple of days here. Anything else maybe worth mentioning this week? As you can see, the cost to buy one of each gold card on the market is starting to climb a little bit. This graph, more than anything, really seems to show the overall pattern. But we'll see if that continues onward. I wouldn't be surprised if it wiggles sideways for a bit, but it's hard to imagine it going much lower. One of the things that I have been doing personally with my investment strategy is I've been looking at the floor of the market. So the floor of the gold prices has been hovering around, let's say, a $7 buy price, something like that. At that buy price, I think there's very, very little downside for a lot of reasons, whereas the upside potential is still as big as always. So for that reason, I have been going in and buying one card off the floor, like whatever the cheapest card is at the time that I look at the market for the day. Sometimes I'll snag that. just because I really like bets where there's little downside and and a whole lot of upside. To me, that's the best type of investment risk to take. So that's how I see Skyweaver right now and what I'm doing. But I think we'll keep this video relatively short. I just wanted to get back in the groove and let y'all know that I was still around, still watching the gold card prices, and definitely still playing the game. So if you haven't followed my Twitch yet, check it out. You can catch a live stream of me grinding conquest for these gold cards. The set for this week is, it's decent. I think my favorite for the set is probably Scythe, but I did pick up a Flank Rider yesterday in game. The mint numbers are hovering pretty low again, so we'll see if they can outpace last week's mint numbers at 643 per card. It may or may not. It's kind of hard to tell at this point. One of the other things that I'm watching is the number of unique conquest players. This tells us basically how many unique addresses are signing into conquest at a day on the daily, and you can see it has been falling pretty consistently. A lot of this drop off has been the result of the bot crackdown, which has been pretty effective. It's a constant struggle, but the Skyweaver team has been doing a good job of keeping the bots under control, and I think that's reflected in this chart here. But whether or not this fall off is the result of lower card prices or bots being purged, you can see that the number has been declining. The peak number of unique players for Conquest when the bots were really running rampant was around 1,500. Now we're down around 600. So that's in about maybe, let's say, 2 weeks, 3 weeks time. But over the past couple of days, we've seen a slight uptick. And if this continues to grow, that will generally be a positive sign, assuming, of course, that the bots remain contained. So yeah, I think the two charts that I'm definitely watching the most are Conquest players, unique, and I think the other interesting one to watch right now is cost to buy one of each gold card on the market. So, yep, no predictions for this week as far as specific card prices, but maybe next week we'll get back into that groove. The market's so shaky right now, I just really don't want to go out on a limb and risk my pristine reputation for anything like that. So, anyway, I guess I'll end it right now, and be sure to give a like to the video if you found it useful at all. And until next time, peace out.